like you, but I love me more. I will cry in the corner with grief before I allow myself to just be subjected to bullshit that does not belong to me. Let's talk about it. I'm Renee. Hey, your manifesting mentor. I'm not a coach, I'm not a guru, but I'm a woman who walks the walk and who shares what works. Now, when I say life has been lifing lately, woo child. For those who aren't new here, you know I talk a great deal about the mind and body connection here on my platform. And the reason I'm so passionate about it is because your thoughts and emotions can literally make you sick. So when one of my favorite content creators here on TikTok, and I think she's on Instagram now, shout out to Gina with a J, when she did this video using the example of Attorney General Pam Bondi, and also introducing the title of a book that I'm not as familiar with, but I will put it here because I do plan on purchasing this book. But it talks about autoimmune disease and the good girl syndrome. I think I might have said the title right. Anyways, the whole premise of the book is talking about how stuck emotions turn into autoimmune diseases in the body. And it talks about the research that connects all of these things, which y'all know I'm always talking about Dr. Joe Dispenza and his framework, because I feel like he's one of the most successful teachers in that lane, teaching people actionable steps for how to heal themselves. And it's not magic or woo-woo. It literally is just changing how you think and how you feel, because that is your personality, which influences your personal reality. How you manifest, the things that you experience, the things that you manifest in your body, aka disease, a mind and a body not at ease. Get it? And I'm so glad that other content creators are talking about it from different aspects, because you know what? Not everybody's going to read Dr. Joe Dispenza's book. Not everybody is going to read a neuroscience book. Not everybody's going to tune into this kind of content. But I love that Gina with a J did use Pam Bondi and current politics to paint the picture of the example. But really, Pam Bondi is all of us, right? If you're not aware enough of your own emotional patterns and the things that create chemical reactions in your body, which are emotional reactions, if you're not aware of that pattern, you would think that a chronic illness just comes out of nowhere. It seems like it's just random. But when you understand your biology and how your thoughts and emotions influence your biology, then you start to become conscious of the fact that you are playing an active role, although unconsciously. And so it's so important that people know this information so that we can stop being victims in life, number one. And number two, take an active role in helping yourself overcome the emotional patterns of the past that are making you sick. People are healing in Joe's community, and this woman who wrote this book that I'm talking about, that Gina with a J talked about, she talks about how she healed from autoimmune diseases the minute she started making the internal changes, how she shows up, speaking up for herself, putting herself first, not allowing other people to dictate your emotional state, not allowing circumstances to dictate your emotional state, not allowing the things that are happening in your 3D reality to move you in such a way that you become dysregulated. It is not a matter of you being bothered or you being triggered or you being emotionally reactive. Like Dr. Joe Dispenza teaches, it's how long are you going to be that? How long are you going to be angry? How long are you going to be fearful? How long are you going to let that emotional reaction, which should have lasted for a fraction of time, is now lasting days, weeks, months, and for many people, years and decades, right? Listen, the medicine helps, but if you really want to heal, you need to change. And that's just the bottom line. I love the way that Gina ended her video, though, because she talks about the work. And I had just had a conversation with one of my good girlfriends, and, you know, I had a not so great week. I had death in the family. I had a lot of things going on personally, and it was just a heavy past several days. And so my good girlfriend had a similar heaviness. And so one of the things we talked about was how difficult it is sometimes to feel like you're making progress, and then you have heavy feelings or heavy emotions, or you find yourself feeling sad or depressed because something triggers you in your reality, or someone triggers you in your reality, right? And I laughed because I told her, listen, that's the work. The work is understanding that you're human, so you're going to feel. You might be reactive, you might be angry, you might be whatever with whoever in your reality. But The point is, how do you regulate? How do you recover from that? Because if you don't learn to recover well from that or those moments, then you're going to prolong those reactions. And in the body, those are chemical reactions. And it becomes a conditioning. And that conditioning is something you grow addicted to. So you can know intellectually, but your body has its own memory. And if you don't teach it something new, if you don't teach it emotional safety, regardless of who's showing up, who's doing what, if you don't teach your body emotional safety, it will never know it. You will self-sabotage. You will walk yourself straight into an autoimmune disease, and you will just think it just fell out of nowhere. You won't even understand that you're the active participant, because that is the work. It's moment to moment, day to day. It's not easy, right? And it doesn't get easier in the sense that you won't have problems. As a matter of fact, I feel like you get initiated once you start doing this work, because it's like life giving you opportunities to practice being who you say you really are, right? So if you're somebody who doesn't want to be reactive, if you're somebody who doesn't want to have anxious attachment in relationships, if you're somebody who doesn't want to have abandonment issues in relationships, if you're somebody who doesn't want to always be on the defense snapping at people or thinking that people are coming at you crazy, then you need to learn how to practice in the moment when those scenarios come up, being different, changing, thinking about it differently, responding to it differently. And if you have to feel your feelings, feel them. Let them pass through, because emotions don't belong to you. They're meant to be felt and to pass through you, not to stay with you. And when they stay with you is when they become problematic. But anyway, I could go on and on, but what really excites me is that we're having these conversations openly. I saw another content creator on Instagram do a video talking about why we need to be talking about the neuroscience, and we need to be talking about the mind-body connection, and content creators that look like me need to be talking about emotional regulation. We need to be talking about setting boundaries. We need to be talking about conflict resolution, conversations of understanding. We need to be talking about accountability, not blame, but accountability. Big difference, because it matters, right? It's life or death, literally. So yes, I like you, but I love me more. And that's the mantra that we all need to adopt from here on out.